So how you set up with the bar is going to determine how successful the lift is. The biggest mistake that I see people make is that they arbitrarily reach down and aim the bar out, and then after they've already stood up, they try and pay attention to all the different cues they should have had before they picked it up. Which works great when the weight is light, and it works really shitty when the weight is too heavy. Because if you don't set up correctly, the bar will not leave the ground or you're going to break something. So I like to think of everything in a sequence. The better that you can get at making that sequence the same every single time, the better deadlifter you're going to be. So for me, that means that I step forward with the same foot every single time. I line it up over the same place in my shoe every single time. I step the right foot forward second every single time. I make sure that that's lined up the same way every single time. Then I set the knees, then I set my hips, then I set the back, I set the breath, and I go. So we're going to talk about kind of each of those different steps along the way that you can start sequencing those things to have your body properly set up, lined up, raised, so that you can deadlift. Okay, so with your feet placement, this is going to vary a lot based on your individual proportions. I am kind of mechanically built to deadlift. I have no torso whatsoever and I have very long arms. So how I set up may be a little bit differently than how each of you set up, but we'll kind of work through finding what that perfect starting position is as we go. A good place to start is right over the middle of your foot. So foot straight down, cut your foot in half. Okay? I like to have people start with their toes facing slightly out because it helps open up the hips and makes it easier for you to get more drive from your legs and your glutes as you go through the movement. To take advantage of this, the next thing that you want to do once your feet are set is focus on externally rotating the knees. You should feel, if you just do that from right here, you start to feel the glutes start to fire because of that external rotation. What that's going to do is it's going to help you develop power from your hips, rather than just letting these cave in and all being done from the lower back primarily. So I cue that before I even reach down to the bar, just so I can start with that tension and then carry that tension down through my setup. From there, I want you to focus on getting the lats nice and tight. I usually use the cue of using douchebag lats. So if you imagine going to 24-hour fitness at 5 o'clock on Monday, everybody walks like this, right? So the thing where that's really useful on this cue is that rotation forward actually helps brace everything for your lats, which run from the shoulders all the way down to the back. So if you learn how to cue those down, flex them, your lats are going to provide a lot of stability for your spine so you can transfer power from the hips really efficiently. So, any questions so far? So, going in that order, we set the feet, we externally rotate, we flex the lats down and forward, okay? And from here, we want to hinge backwards from the hips, just like so. If you do that correctly, your shins should stay mostly vertical. For me, I sit a little bit far off the bar, so they won't touch just yet. Hinge back stays nice and neutral. You set your grip to where your hands are just outside of the legs. And when you dip in position, the bar will start to hover off the ground already. Because you've gotten so tight and you've leveraged enough of your body weight on this side of the bar that you naturally start to fall back. So if you do that correctly, as long as the bar weighs less than you do, it will start to pop off the ground before you even have to initiate the pull. On a deadlift bar, which is this, it's a little bit more bendy. Once we get more weight on there, I'll show you how you can use that same cue to utilize the bend in the bar. So, feet, lats, hips, hands, is your setup. Okay? Another very important aspect to that is how you brace into your core and your abs. A lot of people will give the cue of just taking a big breath in your belly and flexing out. The problem with that is that puts you in a position of extension where your ass is kicking up, like this, and your spine is not fully flexed and braced. So, the best way that I have to teach that, and we'll work on this once we get heavy enough to need a belt, is actually throw a belt on and learn how to breathe into it. So, a lot of people think belts just protect your lower back. Yes, it kind of does, but that's not the main focus of your equipment. It's actually to give you some kind of external resistance so you can flex your abs. Okay. So, the way I usually explain it is if you were to keep everything nice and lined up, we're here, where you're in your position, shoulders are dropped, chest isn't way up high. Draw a breath of air down without raising your chest, and then flex out into the belt like you're trying to get it to explode off of your wings. So, set, and create that tension right there. You want to be able to hold that contraction all the way through the movement. Because that pressure that you create with your air, your diaphragm, your obliques is going to help lock your spine into place. So, there are 2 ways to cue that. Probably a little bit more than 2 ways, but 2 main ways that I have people do it. You can either cue it at the top.
And you'll see a lot with like women benchers, they'll set up, right, they always have this killer arch, right? But they're
or
behind them.
You can cue it at the bottom.
I think you lose a ton of leg drive that way. And so what we kind of experimented with Courtney, because she has this huge arch, we have her set that arch up, her feet are way back.
A lot of it's just personal preference. So I do best, because I got a little bit of power belly, taking my breath in at the top, getting all of that locked in, and then kind of smushing it into place to get some pop off the ground. If you've got a smaller waist, or if you just have a harder time getting your rib set, then it may be better to get everything locked into place first. Push your abs out so your back's flat, and then carry that tension down into the bar. Okay. Personal preference, we're working with both versions of that. That's kind of a general overview of what we're looking to do with the deadlift.